What's up, guys? New video on Refeeds. So I made a post on Refeeds and why I consume so many calories on a refeed, and somebody pointed out, isn't this binging, right? And what you need to know and what you need to understand is that binging is something that is uncontrollable, okay? When I consume these large calorie days, these copious amounts of food, this is something that I have determined that is right for my body. I didn't give in to my diet, or I didn't cheat on my diet. I decided when I should have that refeed day. It wasn't just, I don't do it every Sunday, or I don't do, just randomly because I can't handle the diet, I end up eating like that. It's not something like that. It's when I feel my body needs it. I'm honest with myself, I'm intuitive with my body, and that's how I dictate and decide when I need the refeed in such high amounts of calories. So, somebody also mentioned, why do you need so much food? Why don't you just increase the calories on the lower carb days or on the normal days? And regardless, dieting is dieting, which means you have to be in a negative energy balance, which means you have to eat less calories than you're burning. So even if I increase my food on normal days, I still have to consume less calories than I'm burning, which downregulates my hormones. So my body goes into a state in which it's trying to preserve and protect itself because I'm eating less calories than I'm burning. So by doing so, I'm not getting the benefit of the refeed if I'm just eating more calories than my maintenance, right? So I need these spikes. These spikes are what tell your body, your hormone levels, that it's okay to continuously burn fat. It's okay to keep getting leaner. It's okay to give off fat from the body, right? Now, you don't get that effect from eating more food regardless, because you have to be in a negative energy balance. So if I'm burning 2,000 calories a day, for me to lose weight, I have to eat less than 2,000 calories. So sure, I could eat 1,900 calories, but I'm still not getting the benefit because I'm consuming less calories than I burn. And that's what people need to understand. There is a purpose for the refeed. It is beneficial, especially for people that are natural. For guys that aren't natural, it's not as required. But for guys that are natural, girls that are natural, you need to work with your hormones, and when you're not natural, you're injecting hormones or taking hormones. It's a different story. You're upregulating hormones that would normally downregulate because you're supplying it through a synthetic form. Okay, now what I used to do is consume only very high carbs, and I started to include a lot of fats on my refeed days, a lot of fats, and I found that it helps to fill me out better. There's intramuscular fat besides stored muscle glycogen. So the carbohydrates are needed for energy, for fuel, but so are the intramuscular fats. So you need to consume fats in your diet to replenish that. And I found that just consuming high carbs doesn't do the trick for me. It doesn't get my hormones going nearly as much. I found that it doesn't help me to fill out properly and feel good for the next few days. So I do high amounts of fat and I do high amounts of carbs. Typically 800 carbs, 150 to 200 fat, to 1,500 carbs, sometimes even 400 grams of fat. Just depends on how I feel. A lot of this is intuitive. Okay, I go based on how I feel. So, a lot of people are scared to do this. They think they're going to gain weight. You're not going to gain weight if you're very depleted. If your body's very depleted, it needs it. If you go too long without it, you're going to end up wasting muscle. You're going to end up being low energy. You're going to end up burning so few calories in your workout because you have no energy to get you through the workouts. So there are a lot of benefits to doing this. It's psychological, it's physiological, it's physical, it's, everything. And it helps. I personally couldn't go a few weeks with the way I train, with the way I do cardio, the intensity at which I do things. I couldn't go 3-4 weeks without a refeed day. I would have no energy by the second week. I would be done. I'd end up losing muscle. I'd end up looking skinny and stringy, and I wouldn't get leaner. I would hit a plateau. So there are a lot of benefits to doing this. Don't be afraid, and don't feel that you need to stick to one way of doing things, guys. There's so many different ways of doing things. My way's not the right way. My way's not the wrong way. My way is what works for me, what works for my clients, and we adjust based on the person. Someone with a higher body fat doesn't need as many frequency in refeed, so they're not going to need a refeed once every 5 days, but someone that's pretty lean already is going to need it more frequently to keep them going. All right, guys, post your questions below. Tell me what you want to see. Peace.